And Nona,
Hello.
since you went back to the lake first, you get to see this little thing. So you get down to the sand dune, and you hear the ringing as well. But as soon as it stops, like beep, this bright yellow light just flashes, and then this golden bird appears.
Wait, a golden bird?
Yes. This bird just appears out of nowhere. Its face has scales, but it's not even flapping its wings. It kind of just hovers in the middle of the lake with long flowing feathers that are like blowing in a wind that you can't feel. Right at this point, this is just what Nona sees, but it opens its mouth and you hear...
What the heck was that?
And
Damn!
with that scream, it flaps its wings once, and the water in the lake just comes up in like huge ripples, and it darts up into the sky. And you see its shape is growing and growing, and like its feathers are kind of falling off and fading until it becomes silver scales, until it becomes this massive snake-like dragon.
What? So it was a bird and it turned into a dragon?
And it continues making loud banshee cries as it flies out.
Does anyone know what we should be doing about this?
We hear that.
Hey, smart wizard one, what are we doing?
And now you can see just flying up with like golden and silver scales.
Okay, and all of us heard that, right?
You all heard it. It kind of like shook the ground a little and is very ear-piercing.
I'm gonna start running towards the lake because I know Nona's there and she's there by herself.
I'm gonna start running back towards you guys. Because my character's terrified, because whenever it sees big beast-like creatures, it reminds her of the Upside Down. So she's just gonna start booking it back to you guys.
The rain is starting to come down harder and harder now.
Oh, my fur's gonna get red again. I'm gonna smell.
You already smell.
True.
So yeah, Hyoden right now, he sees this giant dragon. Kyle, what's the dragon's name in Dragon Ball?
Shenron.
Yeah, do you remember how huge he is?
He's never ending. He's the Dragon King.
Just picture that,
Oh,
but this dragon. Just long spiraling.
Dear Lord.
Just coming out of this.
there's
And
no end.
He's almost like astral, yeah. And he's like ghostly, like slightly transparent. Hyoden's just gonna cry out, "Oh Goncho, I'm here!" And then the ringing comes back, but it's like really, really loud. And with that, you can hear this tearing noise, like space and time is being ripped open. And with that loud noise, like a wind just starts gusting from the lake, and Hyoden just charges towards it.
Have I heard any stories of this, like campfire stories? You said this world.
You roll history check.
Oh goody, this is gonna go so well.
You and your awesome memory, right?
Oh, 14, even with all my minuses.
Yeah, you do know like there are dragons in this world, but this is absolutely nothing like any dragon you've ever seen or heard of. But you have heard whispers about a prophecy from a dragon that's almost infinitely power named Ogancho.
I still have no idea what to do in this situation, even with that information.
He's Ogancho, the head honcho.
No!
John, is it like facing us? Is it like presenting itself to us?
Yeah, it's kind of looking down at Hyoden and following him as he moves.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put my weapon away and I'm gonna walk towards Hyoden and this dragon.
Okay, same.
Yeah, I'll follow.
You're all making your way toward the lake then?
I'll follow our tank.
So, you guys, finally make it all to the lake, and you see once again, just like when you guys came here, there's a giant black sphere in the center. You can see like stars and galaxies inside of it, like floating above the lake. It's kind of like pushing and pulling it with like gravitational waves. As you guys get closer, you can feel it like kind of tugging at you.
Is anybody getting deja vu?
A little bit. Can I like lean over to Kyoden and be like, are we supposed to go into that thing?
He looks at you and is like, yes, I am supposed to.
You're supposed
You guys come with me, I will keep you safe.
Oh, okay.
By what? Running away?
All right.
This is where I'm running to. And I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that the future is far less welcoming. But this is where I'm supposed to be. I know that for sure.
You're just a ray of sunshine in all these situations, aren't you?
I'm gonna look to Miles and I'm gonna be like, are you going towards this thing?
I believe so. He says his friend has another crystal.
And with that, Hyoden's going to start wading into the water.
All right, I'm gonna follow after him.
Quite fond of the little squid creature, so I'm going to go as well.
Aw!
Come on, Scruff, let's go.
But I'm not going. I'm not going into the water yet. No. Before I get into the water at the lake head, I'm going to take off my totem and set it in the ground, and I'm going to kneel. Like, I'm going to kneel on like one knee. I'm going to address the deity, see if he'll speak to my mind, like the deities I'm used to. And just ask him why he's here, if he'd humble me with an answer.
I'm gonna watch this from like out in the water because I'm curious about the totems.
I'm still sitting on your shoulders.
The ringing in your ears that you heard, you now realize that that's him talking. But as you kind of like focus your mind and meditate on his answer, you can hear like the ringing become like his voice. There's still like a really loud ringing, but his voice is equally as loud as you hear him say, I have come to get my servant. He is needed. You all are best to go with him.
I gotta choose my words carefully here. I'm not very good at parlaying. I mean, like I said, I've already humbled myself before the deity. I've made the first right move here. So is anybody? No one else is hearing this.
No, just you.
Okay.
He's gonna talk to you. He's kind of like staring directly at you. He's like mountain size right now in the sky. Why are you here? You are not from Vinland.
No, I'm not, but I've been sent to try to bring balance to the elements. If I go through this portal, will this help? Are the elements here done for? Is there anything I can do for them?
The elements are still alive in the future, but they are dying. All the pieces of the puzzle are coming together in order to fix this world. You need to find the remnants of Stukar and find the Earthian.
I'm not sure what that is, but if you are the deity of this world, and this is what you're saying, I take you at your word, and I will go through. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna stand up and put my my totem back on, and I'm gonna start walking into the water.
Now at this point, as you guys are going towards it, like lightning is striking into it, but only from above. So it's like not coming at you guys, but still intimidating to be going toward.
I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, and I'm gonna swim into it.
Do it, yeah. As you go in, you feel like you're being pulled faster and faster into it. And Hyoden jumps in after you. And soon all you guys are like being sucked in. When you guys can see like flashes of worlds passing through your eyes, you see Linun at first. Then you're thrown into a cascade of stars and planets. And you see planets whiz by you. You see like flashes and images of worlds you've never seen before. Just creatures and beings just like flashing by your eyes.
Any images of home by any chance?
You know what? You all roll perception checks as you're going through this. And I'll see what you guys do.
16.
That is a mighty 4 on my end.
Oh, so mighty.
I got 20.
15.
I got a 15 too, Jen.
21.
Okay, Sabrina, you don't really know or see anything. The images are flashing by too fast for you to see anything even resembling Earth.
God damn it.
But LAKOTAMANI and IZOH, you guys have both got 15. You do see all these worlds passing by, and you see behind you, like, Ogancho is, like, flying kind of behind you. You guys are all being, like, pulled and pushed, kind of like, you know, you're going through a black hole. You feel like a simultaneous stretching and pushing against yourselves. It actually is quite a painful thing to go through, a portal into a vessel, which makes it kind of hard to see things in particular. But you can all squint your eyes, and you think you see a figure standing in your peripherals wearing, it looks like a white shining robe, and his face is so illuminated you can't see it.
Is that test tube boy?
While all the worlds are like passing by at breakneck speed, somehow he is still in alignment with you guys just standing off into the distance. And you all can't perceive his face or what he looks like except for Miles.
Oh.
Oh.
And Nona, one thing that you see is that as you pass each world, you can see two worlds. Each world has its own plane and its own upside down.
Creepy.
Is Nona gonna be okay?
You guys keep going through this until eventually the constricting and the stretching and the pushing and pulling stops, and you are just thrown out of the sphere and onto damp earth. You're surrounded by trees once again, and you all can make perception checks.
That is a 9. Time travel kind of messed up the circuits in my eyeball, so that's...
I got a 16.
IZO got a 22.
Miles got 17.
I got 15 and then plus 2, so 17.
So here's what you all see. You see, guys, I've been dropped in what looks like a crater, but there's a perimeter that's like a 10-foot wall of earth going around you guys, but it's sloping up. But you guys recognize the shape of the crater as being where the lake used to be, but it is now void of water. And the trees around appear to be more dead. There's like a strange redness to the sky.
It's a sun dying?
Oh.
And Ogancho didn't come out behind us, right?
Nope. He kind of escorted you guys to this world and then started to fade. Kyoden is going to get up and walk, and Jan's going to follow. He sees something that catches his eye on the ground, and he picks it up, and it's a small tuft of brown fur.
Huh.
Almost exactly like LAKOTAMANI's. Wilbar. And he just says softly,
Is that your friend?
yes, and he's been here. I'm finally in the right time. I'm finally where I should be.
Well, that's good. Is he like LAKOTAMANI?
Yeah.
He does look a lot like him, but a lot less big. Snout's not as big. His horns are more like antlers. He's far more timid. And he wears glasses.
Okay. So we're looking like for a nerdy version. Or Got it.
So IZO, since you got the highest roll, you point out a big series of footprints leading out. You can make out a set of footprints that don't look human at all, that look like they could be from what Kyoden described Wilbar as being. But you see a huge mingling of footprints. A lot of them are different. There are several that are like big, almost metallic looking, like all look like they're size 12 or above boots. So these are big guys. Some boots, Miles, you perceive to have treads on them, almost exactly like shoes of modern day Earth.
Oh.
And you also notice there are others that have treads, but are different from the others and are smaller in size. This is IZO. He can tell all this from his check. That Wilbars looked like they came first from how deep they are in the muddy earth. Then came the big metallic booted ones. Then came the two humans. First the humans that was bigger, and then the humans that was smaller.
I turn to Nona and I say, more people from Earth.
I make a cringy face and I'm kind of grossed out.
Yeah,
We
Miles
all-
nods and like, same.
Is anyone going to tell me what glasses are?
I'll try to explain.
Does it look like it's getting dark?
It was night, but it looks like it's reverted back to sunset.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We should all build a camp, hunker down, take a long rest. I am exhausted.
True.
I go into the woods and start gathering wood for a campfire and finding a spot that we can rest.
Yeah, Miles will help you.
Yeah.
I'll produce some flames.
Can I take the tuft of fur from Buddy Guy? I like to give it a good sniff.
Okay, yeah, sure. He lets you. He trusts your ability of sniffing and tracking.
Hey, can
Okay.
can I start meditating? Kind of see if there's like anything in the spirit world, kind of where we're at, because it's like pretty dead everywhere, right?
You can. Do either a nature or arcana check, whatever's best for you.
Guys, I'm gonna go meditate for a little bit, see kind of what's going on. All right, and John, I got a 17.
Yeah, your eyes kind of glow a little bit as you do your spirit thing. and you kind of look around in your astral form, and you see in the spirit world there's these specks kind of floating around. It kind of looks like, ashes falling from the sky.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like that.
Ooh,
They're kind
spooky.
of like, you like see that, but they're kind of like thick and almost organic looking.
Shoot.
And you hear a weird distorted sounding white noise.
Whoa.
So, do you want to go toward the source of the noise?
I'm gonna probably play it safe for right now.
Okay.
But I'll kind of like snap out of my meditation.
Okay.
And just kind of be like, yo, peeps, I heard this crazy noise in the spiritual world.
Sweet, let's talk about it.
No, you gotta stack the wood crosswise. Don't make this TP thing. Like, come on.
Oh.
Stack it crosswise so the flames can get underneath the logs better.
I don't do fire!
Yeah, and then Miles just snaps his finger and then it erupts in flames. It's like, get it over with.
Mistweaver, can I borrow your tinderbox again?
Yes, of course. If you need me to produce flames naturally, too, I can do that as well.
Well, we have a fire going here.
I want to go back to where we landed with the sphere thing, the lake.
Yep.
And I want to walk around the lake until I find a spot where my hoofs dig in the most, so I know the earth is softest, and I want to plant my totem. And I want to look around to make sure nobody's watching me, and I'm going to rip a tuft of my fur off and burn it with the tinderbox since I don't have anything from the earth, and the trees look already dead, and I'm not about to start messing with already dying nature. I'm from the earth. This will suffice. See if I can commune with my ancestors. People might smell burning fur.
Then I'm gonna jump off your shoulders and run away because it seems like you're doing shit, and I was still there. So
You're still on the totem?
yeah.
I guess some of you have kind of seen this in combat, but after I kind of get the fire going and kind of get a spot for a number of us to kind of bunker down for the night, I'm just going to kind of sit in front of the fire, and I pull my glove off of my left hand, and my arm is fully mechanical from what you can see, and I just kind of open up part of it on the forearm and pull out some tools and just start kind of tinkering and fiddling and tightening some stuff up and stuff like that. While just kind of looking into the fire.
Oh my gosh. It's like Full Metal Alchemist. And then he gets like up close to it and he's like, quite intriguing. Did you build this arm yourself or where'd you get this?
I don't remember, as I kind of like tighten something up and like the sword just kind of shoots out. Like the short sword comes out the end is like, that's where it was. And then I like retract it.
Are you the product of someone else's creation?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Like, do you not have any memories?
Not past about 2 years ago.
Really? Wow, okay.
I have the opposite problem. I have way too many memories.
Actually, this is a good time to get to know everybody. I just kind of like sit cross-legged. I'm like, all right, so tell me about yourselves.
More importantly,
Smiles.
how did you all get to different dimensions?
Well, I guess I'll start this one. I mean, I don't really have anything to hide. I got here kind of by accident. My father, you see, is an inventor, and he recently came up with a method of teleportation. And after testing it multiple times on non-living things, we thought we had it down fairly well. And we couldn't find anybody to test it, so I finally convinced him to let me go through. And instead of ending up where I should have, I ended up with you guys in that lake. So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly went wrong, but something definitely went wrong.
An earth
So who's
enactment.
next?
Yeah, I'll share a little bit about my backstory if you want. Back from my world. When I grew up, I was pretty poor. My parents weren't very rich. I had to resort to stealing food and stuff. But then one day, these monks showed up and they told me that I was going to be the next Avatar. So I was like, what? So yeah, I went through many years of tough training. I managed to master all the 4 elements and also get in connection with the spirit world. But in my world, all 4 nations are at peace. Everybody's friendly right now. So I spend most of my time meditating. And one day this portal appeared. And and I heard all these sounds coming from it. They're terrible sounds of like people dying, and so I was like, shoot. So I went and just told my family that I was leaving, because I'm like, I gotta find out what's going on the other side. And then so I went through the portal, and and then that's when I met you guys.
Crazy.
Quite intriguing.
So wait, you're like the peacekeeper of your world?
I am.
Nice. You should come back to my world after all of this is over. We could definitely use a peacekeeper. Hey, Miles, how'd you get here?
Let's just say I was a part of a faction of powerful magical users, and I fell away from them and joined a different party. Then I found out that the things that they were doing were quite unsavory, and so I left them as well. On Earth, a lot of magic users are scorned and, in some cases, hunted down and killed. So for a while, I just lived in secret, living as different wild creatures, growing in power from nature, until the leader of my old order told me there were problems with the gods, and I can reclaim my old place back in the order if I did his bidding. So here I am.
Do you trust that dude enough to hope that he upholds his word?
I've never been one for trusting, but he better.
Wow, that's heavy. Rowan, Noe, either of you two want to share?
If we're in the sharing of stories, I guess we've come far enough. I do not remember anything past 2 years ago. I do not know who or what I was. I was found by a family of farmers, unconscious in the woods. They took me in, spent the last 2 years working for them, growing up with their family, learning to live a simpler life, one that I could be proud of. When about a week ago, the war came a little too close and the farm was destroyed by a drone, along with all of those in it. I've been pursuing the one who sent the drone and ended up falling through the portal. That's when I met all of you. I will not stop till I found those that killed them and allow them to meet a far worse fate than they met.
JN actually pipes up and asks, was it a Lag Skyath drone?
I believe so. I was hunting in the woods at the time.
Wow, you all got some heavy shit going on.
Yeah, shoot, Roran. I'm sorry for your loss, dude.
What about you, Nona? What brought you here?
I ran away from the doctors.
If you ran away from the doctors and ended up in a different universe entirely, I feel like there's more to it than that.
Dr. Dab.
Wait, your father?
At Hawkins.
At Hawkins.
I left through the upside down when no one was looking. And then I was stuck there for a while with all the scary monsters. But I found another portal. And I climbed through and fell out where you guys were.
So, the upside down is another dimension then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like my home. But scary.
Is it like the spirit world?
I don't know.
I don't expect the spirit world to be a friendly place.
I feel like we should get Earthbreaker and get him in here.
Should we
I
go
don't think he
looking
likes
for him
me
by
that
the river?
much, so I won't get him.
I think he's warming up to you. He was really holding back his rage today. You should have seen him. Would have made you proud. All right, I'm going to go look for him.
I'm making my way now. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, totem on my back.
When you guys come back, I pulled my eyeball out and I'm like cleaning it.
Oh my god.
I just want to chuckle.
Miles seeing that, he asks prestidigitation to make it look like he pulled his own eyeball out, but it's alive.
Oh god!
Starts cleaning it off.
Nathaniel just starts laughing.
I see what you did there.
Oh! Yeah, Miles laughs and he puts it back in his skull.
Yes. I also wanted to ask, like, Earthbreaker how he got here.
Is there room for me around the fire?
Yeah, we can shove over and make room.
I don't make a small fire, like.
Okay, good. Wherever I'm sitting, I want to take the totem off and plant it beside me. Just kind of stretch my shoulders back. You guys would not believe how heavy this totem is to carry around all the time.
It's like a tree, dude. I believe it.
Hyon was just going to ask, is that part of your religion?
You could say that. You know, there's a saying where you're good at what you do and you help those who are not very good at what they do, that you carry them on your back.
Okay, so yeah, you want to talk to Miles?
Yes. I owe you, ally, an apology and an explanation. Because, and I want to say this in Abyssal, not all that know the language have ill intent. And I'll keep speaking in common now. Believe it or not, if you look at me, I was born into a clan of my people called the Gorehoofs, and I was the runt of my mother's kids. And
What a runt.
Miles tilts his head at that.
And according to the elders, I was the smallest ever born in our clan.
What?
And I thought that was weird, but it started making a lot of sense as I grew up. As my brother, he was an amazing shaman. He could control the elements unlike any tauren I've ever seen. And my sister was very gifted as a druid. She could heal like no one's business. You know, I couldn't even scrap a baby earth elemental. I had no promise at all in the elements, which obviously reflected poorly on my parents because our tribes are very shamanistic and Judaic in nature. I'm angry because I have a lot to prove, but my people are very passive. And before my father was born, we were always peaceful, but then a clan of orcs came from seemingly nowhere, and orcs like we've never seen before, and all of a sudden we were roped into a giant war with humans and gnomes and dwarves and elves and the like. And because of how brooding we are in appearance, we were seen by our allies and our foes alike as savage creatures, when really we never wanted anything but peace. I know now, thinking about it, that none of my people, but our allies, orcs and the like, and trolls, are very, I don't want to say evil, but there are a lot of warlocks among them who make pacts with demons, who also know the language. And so it was wrong of me to assume you had ill intent, but when I was very young and not showing any promise in anything, my father went off to fight the Scourge, or I guess what you guys would call shades, undead beasts controlled by a master, and he never came back from that war. And for as long as I can remember, we've always been fighting what we call the Legion, which are hordes and hordes of the most ruthless demons you could ever imagine. They came and they wiped out my whole village. They didn't spare my sister or my mother. They spared no one. But the general that led the attack looked at me and laughed because I was the smallest he'd ever seen, and he made sure to keep me alive to watch as he destroyed my clan. When they left and I had nothing left, I immediately went to the capital and I enlisted in the army. And I can't control the elements like my people, but I can swing an axe real good now. And I was called by my people's leader because the Earth Mother, our top deity, wanted to send me on a mission, and she said that the elements were not in balance in other places. And I didn't understand because I thought Azeroth, I mean, besides some places where the demons come from, I thought Azeroth was the only place that there was. And the Earth Mother told me that there are many places, all with elements that are in perfect balance. But she told me that I need to bring balance to this specific place. And so during that, I went back to the scene where my village was destroyed, and the leader of my people gave me a totem, and he told me to meditate. And most of our kind carry totems that carry the ancestral spirits of only our leaders. But my totem has all of my clan. And as the last of my clan, I know that the Gorehoof legacy dies with me, so I just serve the Earth Mother to bring balance to the elementals so that there's still memory of my clan.
Whoa.
LAKOTAMANI, I must say that I sympathize with you. Of all my brothers and sisters, They've been able to draw the powers of hell and been granted gifts from heaven. I've always been on my own. I was the weakest of my siblings. But look at us now. I think we're doing some good.
I certainly hope it's good. They just said, here's a portal, balance the elements, and I just kind of ended up in a river.
Well, I'm glad to have you with us. I thought I'd be doing this whole thing alone. Thank you all for being here. You've all proven yourself useful, at least.
No problem.
Yoden looks at you like, I thought I'd have to do this with just me and Wilbar as well. But now that I know I have companions, I am much more hopeful than I once was.
I want to look at the guy with the katana, bandage face man.
Yoden? Yeah.
Yoden. I want to tell him that I spoke with Ogancho, and I have to say that of all the deities I've come into contact with, he's very welcoming. He's not as rude as most I've dealt with, but maybe you can shed some light on things he told me.
Definitely, I will if I can.
He mentioned remnants of Zukar.
Yes.
Now, what exactly are those? Will we know them when we see them?
You've already seen one, for sure.
They're living things.
They were at one time. Would you like me to tell you the tale? Or at least how my people tell it?
If you think it'll help, I would like to understand more, yes.
All right, I will tell what I remember. This is a story often told to the Semsashi monks when we were young. During creation, the god Daya created innumerable worlds, all side by side, each infinite. And in each world, he made a creature in his own image, the Diaminum. These are lesser gods. He gave them the responsibility of shaping each world, each dimension.
Miles gets up and just walks away.
These worlds were the canvas of which each Diaminum could express themselves and make whatever they thought was most beautiful, and can make things in their image. Daya, after several thousand years, felt it was time to go off and create more outside of these worlds. So he held a contest for the Diaminum to create something that they each felt was a perfect creation. And Daya himself would handpick that creation, and whoever made the best would become the new Daya, the new god of all worlds. So each Diaminum set forth and started making, to their definition, a perfect creature. Some created powerful creatures, like dragons that were gifted in strength and magic and mind. Some created spiritual creatures, but all of them expressed themselves the way that they thought Daya would want their creation to be in order to get this gift of godhood. But Daya did something expected. The winner was Joven, the creator of humans. And this angered a lot of the Diaminum, because the humans are far from perfect. So Balzob, the creator of the Lag Skyath, thought his creatures were far more elegant and deserved to be the new Daya. So he started a conquest across the dimensions, taking over world after world, killing each Diaminum in them and claiming them for his own. In each world, the Lag Skyath grew in numbers, and soon he was becoming an unstoppable force. Some Diaminum joined his conquest, believing Joven did not deserve the right of godship. But then he came to Linren, the world of the dragons, where Joven and Zukar had a last stand against Balzob. The fight went on for centuries, but eventually Zukar cast Joven out of the dimension, fearing that he would be killed, and with his last strength closed off the gates of the worlds so that no one could come to Linren, and had one last fight with Balzob, in which he inflicted a mortal wound, but was too also consumed in the darkness of the Lag Skyath. Zukar was killed in the fight, and when he died, he was split into 7 remnants, as it is said that all Diaminum are when they are killed. But Balzob had a gift. Most Diaminum have specialty. His was extracting spirits, and he extracted the spirit of Zukar from his body and left all of his remnants lifeless, and they took the shape of crystals. These crystals hold untold power, but do not hold sentient life. They are lifeless without spirit, but they are the remnants of Zukar. Balzob eventually died of his wounds, and his remnants were hunted down and killed, but 2 escaped. One of them is Nuna Kalkis.
Oh, Gancho. Is he one of the lesser gods?
He is not a god. He was the last Zukar's chosen. The Diaminum can grant a lot of power to one of their creations. He was the last one of Zukar before he was killed. He is very powerful, but he cannot set foot in this world anymore. He can only project his astral form. He now goes throughout the gaps and dimensions and spreads his prophecy.
And he mentioned something, I didn't quite get it, something of Earth.
The Earthian.
Yes.
He is the vessel of the Jovan Daya. It is prophesied that an Earthian will come with the spirit of Daya, and only with the power of a god can Zukar be, jump-started.
Now, I'm not the brightest bulb, but what I'm gathering here is that we need to find these remnants of Zukar and resurrect this second coming of the second chosen Daya, because he can't do it himself.
Yes, all to stop Belzob.
Belzob, right. And you said your friend Wilbar has one of these remnants of Zukar.
Yes, he has the fire crystal.
And we just borrowed one from Math.
Borrowed air quotes.
Yeah.
Mathau is just like, wait, you were able to retrieve it? What do you mean?
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just a big dumb barbarian.
When he
He
went
was
to the
just like-
compound, it wasn't there.
So I don't know what he's
We were
talking
talking about that quartz.
That's why he left. Oh my, Matt.
I'm actually just chilling out of earshot.
Oh, there he is.
I would like to point out that
Everything
the
is fine.
air quotes thing was out of character, not in character. Sorry.
Did someone say something? That Miles looks around.
We're talking about the quartz that LAKOTAMANI found.
Oh, what about it?
The big quartz. Sure is pretty.
Oh, you took one of the big quartz. Can I see it for a second?
Yeah, sure. And I'm going to reach into my satchel and give him the big quartz. Side note, off the record, I was going to give it to Matt's character to give to the ravens because I was a douche to them, and ravens like shiny things.
Aw, big softy.
When it comes to nature, yes.
Mathau takes the crystal.
Will this be of any help? And I pulled a journal out. It was like, hey, no more experimenting on kids or I throw this in the fire.
Experimenting on kids.
You are growing people in test tubes.
He considers and like, but it's for the advancement.
There's some things that do not need to be advanced.
That is a cool arm, though.
I suppose you're right, but the way we use the technology, the way we use advancement, defines whether or not they are good or bad.
Miles chimes in. The reason behind the act is always more important than the act itself.
And I guess while we're showing stuff, I dig around into my bag and I like pull out what basically looks like a volcano in a bottle, and I like hold it up. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, you have one of my potions that I made a long time ago. Huh. I made one just to see if I could.
What does it do?
It is a potion of fire breathing.
Oh no! I should not have this.
Don't want.
Oh, give me.
Give it to the Minotaur. Give it to the Minotaur.
I'll give it to LAKOTAMANI.
I want a fire-breathing Minotaur.
Here, this will probably kill me if I drink it, so it's all yours, big guy.
Swag. And I'm going to put it in my my satchel.
I was still holding the journal. I kind of let him hold it, but I'm still holding on to it. And I'm way stronger than him, so he's not going to be able to pull it away. It's like, if you break the laws of nature, I'll probably be there to stop you.
Alrighty.
I let go of the book.
He like flips through it like, oh good, all the pages are here. Now time to look at this. He looks at the crystal just for like a few seconds and like, it still has some charge left. Yes. Now if I just had some of the needles and the quartzes.
I have quartzes.
He looks at you. What?
I'll take them out of my bag and give it to him. Here you go.
I'm against fiddling with nature. I'm not against stealing.
I mean, if you have any of the needles left, I'll go through with the Guardian project. I wanted to, and I feel confident now to do it. Unless somebody else wants to.
He does a once over at the crystal and like, this does have charge. It might have enough to undergo the process once. These quartzes, they're very rare, and I was very fortunate to come across a few dozen of this size. But they take in charge of energy. But this has at least one charge left. All I need are golden pins.
Golden pins?
Rather. And then I'll be able to do the process at least one more time.
What are the coins made out of that Milo got for performing?
Oh yeah, what are those made out of?
There are a few gold.
All right, I guess I'll take those out and put them down. I'm like, will these do if we like melt them down into whatever you need?
Yes. Well, we might need to find an artisan or some sort of blacksmith.
Hey guys. Also, my parents were blacksmiths.
Oh, what a surprise.
Convenient.
You are?
Yeah, he has blacksmith's tools.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I have my smith's tools with me on my belt.
How much money did I say you got from your busking?
24, but I'm down to 23 because I gave one to Nona. So she
And
could
I
see
gave
through
it to Bat.
I mean, I don't have needles, but I do have these, and I reach into my pack and I pull out like half a dozen like Skyath quills.
Dude, why?
He's like, those won't conduct the energy as well as gold, but I'm sure we might be able to find use for those later. If you take gold that you accumulate, you'd be able to turn them into needles eventually. You might be able to make enough to undergo the process. So I'll have to learn about crafting rules, but that'll be for next sesh.
Milo, are you sure you want to do this?
I mean, I am interested, but I also don't want to take the opportunity away from anybody else who wants to undergo it.
Does anyone want to do this?
I've
Nona,
relied
do
on my
you?
own strength for as long as I can remember, and I want to point to this big red fang on my necklace of trophies. This is the fang of the demon that slayed my village. I don't need any kind of power up, just my own.
Okay. Nona, do you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Kyoden is just going to say, it's against my religion.
All right. Well, I guess if nobody else wants to, then yeah, I'll do it.
Then I can start making those pins for you.
Sounds good.
I'm going to say, like, how about every long rest you make about 20, and then I will figure out how many you need. And I'll say how many days it takes. I think Jane is just going to go off like, well, I'm just going to go to bed.
I'm gonna find Scruff and see if it's cool with him if I curl up with him and fall asleep.
Oh, okay. That Scruff just, like, sniffs to you, and it's like, licks your cheek and then lays down.
Sweet.
Miles, before he goes to sleep, he does want to go over and talk with Mathau for a bit. Basically, I just want to, like, nudge him. I'm like, hey, you can see stuff, can't you? You can see things with your malfunctioned eyes.
Well, it's not so much that I can see stuff with my eyes, but I can see it with my spirit sense. My sixth sense. I actually have several sixth senses. I have a sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth sense. But yes, I do focus mostly on what I can see in the spirit world.
So, can you see me?
I do see that you have a very, very bright aura. A lot brighter than most humans. I'm very curious to figure out how your spirit got so strong.
Thank you for saying the word strong. in describing me. That was all I wanted to know. Thank you. Have a good night, Mathau.
You as well.
And I go to sleep.
And you're going to talk to Nathan's character, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. Mistweaver. I felt her. You spoke to the same girl, the same guide as back in the compound. What did she say?
Yes, she told me that this world, it was in pain, and that we needed to help fix her, help her get healthy again. So I feel that the same mission that you're on, I'm on the same mission as well, and I think we're all here for the same purpose.
Did they mention any specifics? My ancestors mentioned Ogancho by name. I didn't even tell them that I had spoke with him.
No, they did not mention a name when I went and talked to my past avatar. But I will try to commune tomorrow and see if I can gather any other information.
Do you not also feel how sad this plane is compared to the last one we were on?
It is very sad. Back when I was meditating, I saw that the spirit world was rather desolate, like it was in the physical world. I don't know what's going on, but I hope we find out.
My ancestors mentioned that this dimension was easier to contact me than others because of how not stable it is. I fear something's not right here.
Maybe that's why all these portals brought us here. It was searching for help.
Frankly, I'm worried, but I want to trust Ogancho because he's the closest thing to a higher power that I've been able to talk to here, and I really would not like to be betrayed so soon. If he is a guide, I'm sure we will meet him again.
I guess we better get some rest for tomorrow.
Oh, for sure. I am exhausted. I'd like to be able to get angry again, but I need a nice rest before I can do that 3 more times.
So specific.
I want to go back down to the lake and mush my totem back in the same spot it was, and that's where I'm going to belly to earth and sleep.
Nice. You went back into the little crater.
Nona, I hope you have a good sleep.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sleep. I'm not gonna sleep.
I get up for a quick second and I go over to Nona and I'm just like, do you have anything to defend yourself with that would make you feel a little bit better?
From inside the bedroll, I like slowly lift up a little knife.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you my sword, and I take out my rapier and I hand it to her because I don't really use it, and it'll
Ooh.
probably help you more than it'll help me.
Okay, I will accept it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I go back to where Scruff is, and I lay down there, and I probably pass out within 3 seconds.
Scruff flicks you a couple times as you cut away.
I'd like to talk to Matt's character again real quick before I go to sleep. I'm going to leave my totem in the crater to come back up and talk to him. And
Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch. I'll do it. Because I want to ask him, the next time you turn into a raven, is it a raven or a crow? What do you turn into?
It is a raven, but I keep saying crow.
But you don't get offended if I accidentally call you a crow when you're a raven?
Oh no, I make the same mistake all the time. I mean, they're part of the same family anyways, so...
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying with the meat that I eat. I don't know. The next time that you morph, if it's not too much pain, I was wondering if I could have one of your feathers to be able to commune with you at any time.
Miles actually wears one of his own feathers on his earring. He'll just unloop the earring and just like hand it out to him, like, you can have this, LAKOTAMANI.
I'm going to carefully, as best as I can with my thick fingers, take the feather off, and I'm going to place it in with the other feathers in my headdress. So I know where it is at all times.
I'll just pluck off another one for me in the morning.
Perfect. And I guess I'll keep like one log on the fire, and I'll just sit. Although I do want to point out that I feel very naked not having my totem, but I know it's close by.
That's good.
And I'll relieve you, LAKOTAMANI, in a few hours.
As we all go to sleep, is this where we're calling it for tonight?
I think so, but before you guys go,
Oh, great.
just for a little cliffhanger, you all drift off to sleep one by one until eventually it is just LAKOTAMANI and Nona who's having a very hard time getting asleep due to her fear and anxiety. But As she's about to drift off to sleep, she hears something off in the distance.
Oh no!
I don't hear this?
You hear it as well, but it's off in the distance and you're not sure what it is. But Nona knows what it is.